There are three main structures in price charts: trend range, uptrend, and downtrend. And each structure has different characteristics, which means according to rules, I need to trade it differently. Today's structure started, as you can see, with the trend range structure. And for that reason, I need to identify the extremes of a trend range because I want to have an idea where is the point where prices will pivot. Now this trend range is a small one. There are not that many bars. The moves are quite short. They're not that long. For that reason, I'm going to stick to the shortened channels inside of this trend range mainly. I'm not going to draw a wider channel despite the fact it has multiple confirmations of these lows. This is not a bullish trend. This is a small, tight trend range. Now for that reason, I'm drawing channels tight, and also notice we have first-legged move, pullback, two-legged pullback. Market likes to move in pairs of twos. Price is formed somewhat of a visual double top and a strongly reverse back below the exponential moving average. So this strong push below EMA is indicating that the bearish downtrend is starting. And right now we expect for prices to go from these highs all the way down to these lows. And also notice we close outside of the channel. So according to trendline rule, we expect for prices to create new extreme. And since the move is down, I want to sell a high probability setup, which means I either want to sell second entry short two-legged pullback or felt two-legged pullback, felt second entry long, because buyers who are buying second entry long in a downtrend right now are most likely going to get trapped. And we have new high, first entry long, failure, out to be ticked below this bar, second entry long, failure. Now failure is indicating on this bar right here once this bar formed, and we expect right now for prices to go all the way down to the support and for prices to create new extreme. But you may be wondering, okay, but didn't we touch really the support here already, and aren't we already reversing? Well, not really, because this is what I call EMA tail trap behavior. Notice prices went to the support, tested it, and strongly reversed all the way back up, and they're touching it only with the tail, which leaves us with a big gap between this close of the bar and the support. And traders generally like to see this gap filled. For that reason, we expect for prices to fill this gap and still move all the way down to here. So this right here is a great high probability setup to start the day with. And also notice you have first leg down, pull back, second leg down. And right now prices are strongly reversing back up. And we have high low. Now most breakouts of trend ranges will fail, which means higher low is right now confirmation setup of the failed breakout. But can I take this higher low? Well, not really. If I'm failing the breakout and I want to take higher low, I either want to see higher low right after the failed breakout, so I have enough room for prices to reach the exponential moving average, or I want to see prices to push above exponential moving average. This right here would be directly into EMA, and I don't really want to take this setup just yet. And notice what we have: new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short, two-legged pullback to sell, while uptrend played out with the breaking new extreme. Can I sell this? Not really. Remember, I'm at the bottom of the trend range, and we expect for this breakout to fail, and we expect for prices to continue working higher. I'm sticking to the tight channels because we are in a small, tight trend range. It barely worked for a scalp. So if you took it, you fortunately got out, but notice what happened. Market, according to rules, pull back into this trend range. So I need to find a brand new pattern, brand new uptrend. So as I see prices going higher, only thing that's going through my mind is I expect for prices to form two-legged pullback at this key entry point at the EMA. Because this is quite a strong move up, and I just want to buy for prices to create new high because we will most likely get a break. Okay, we have a first entry long. So right now I'm expecting to get a close outside, move to a new low and a second entry long. And notice market created new extreme. Now this happened because of the news, which means you don't want to be trading around the news anyway. But there was no two-legged pullback, second entry long. Market just created first entry and moved to a new extreme. Notice most breakouts will fail. Prices broke the trend range, came back, tested it. Buyers are buying at this important key level, and prices keep pushing higher. Okay, so at this point on, this is showing me signs of stronger bullish trend. This right here is much stronger trend than I initially expected, only with this tighter one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to redraw this little bit wider channel. You can see how EMA is pointing up. It's getting rejected here multiple times, and notice prices continue working higher. We have new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long above bearish bar, far away from EMA. So I cannot really take this setup right here. Now when I'm watching this, I'm expecting to take a double trap, because traders who are buying the second entry long far away from EMA above bad bar may get trapped, and sellers going short too quickly may get trapped as well. Or what I can do, I can just reset the count here because we have a couple of matching highs, and I can treat it only as a first entry long. But notice what we have: second entry long here. As a doji, I can't really enter. And at this time, also, we have news very soon. So you don't want to be trading around the news. Notice it worked for a scalp, but this is exactly around the news. Quick spike, and notice what happened, big spike down. So be careful trading around the news. Always observe the news calendar so you're aware where the news are, because there can be a large volatility spike. And notice prices came back, tested once again this important key level. We have first leg down, second leg down. And remember, this uptrend according to rules needs to get new extreme. The bias in this market remains bullish. So as I'm watching prices go higher, I expect right here high-low confirmation setup of the visual two-legged pullback, because I expect for prices to create new extreme, but higher low never formed. We already created new high, which means at this point on, I forgot to mark here, new low here. And here we have new high for the uptrend. This is important because right now from this perspective, this uptrend just reached new extreme and we expect correction or possibly reversal. So at this point on, it doesn't matter if I get second entry long, I cannot take it because uptrend played out and I need to sit on my hands when it comes to going long. Okay, we have first entry long, pullback, second entry long, but I cannot take it. It's a great bar, but notice what can happen. This is the first leg down, break, so there's the second leg down. Market likes to move in pairs of twos. And notice we have first push here, pullback, second push here. So the two-legged pullback played out. And notice what happened here. Another form of a high low, which right now when you take a look back at the structure, you can see that this structure has been quite bullish. We keep creating so many high highs and so many high lows, and the two-legged pullback played out. You can actually take a look at these lows and look for a slightly wider uptrend like this, and notice it has multiple confirmations. And this right here is just confirmation of the trend line, a brand new key entry point, and you have first entry short, pullback, second entry short, great high probability setup. Look at the signal bar. Now this was a really great setup. Now I actually was analyzing it wrong because I was counting this as a new low, first entry short, second entry short, and I took this short right here, also new high, first entry long, second entry long failure. I don't really know why I sold here, especially when we have the wider two-legged pullback, because when you have two legs down separate from one another like this in bullish structure, that means that the downtrend depleted and you don't want to be looking for reversal. I just had a brain freeze. I took a short here, don't really know why, because we had new high here, so I thought we were made a reverse, but we already had a break and a new extreme with two legs down. And if you see strong push above EMA like this, I was definitely supposed to be thinking bullish, but now that confirms how great this trap is. New low, first entry short, second entry short, confirming the key entry point, strong bullish bar, great high probability setup, and market keeps working higher and keeps just creating first entries. So really no way for me to enter. Okay, we're breaking the main channel, which means I expect new extreme for this uptrend to be formed. We have a break, move to new extreme. We didn't really create new extreme. Notice what happened next. Okay, we're pushing back above EMA. Okay, we're pushing above EMA quite strongly. So we already pushed above EMA. This channel was quite small. So at this point on, I expect for prices to form new extreme according to rules. Okay, the goal is to follow the trendline rule and to look for high probability setups for me to go long. So what is going to be the next high probability setup? Well, we have new low here, first entry short, pull back. Can we get a second entry short failure? And we have second entry short failure. New low, first entry short, pull back, second entry short. Prices attempted twice to create new low for this downtrend and they failed both times. So this is a great high probability setup, great signal bar. I actually took this trade as my second trade for the day. And market continues working hard. We have high low here, but notice the bar is far away with the body, away from EMA, and there is a gap here. So it feels a little bit risky. I don't really like it. I'm thinking about possible failed second entry short, but notice what happened. You can reset the count here. You have a first entry short, second entry short failure, but this bar is way too big. The scalp is, halfway done because it triggered above this bullish bar. So this is double bar entry, but it is so close to these highs, too big. Scalp is halfway down at least, so I don't really like going long here. It just needed to form a little bit smaller so we have more room to get out. And notice what happened. Market is strongly reversing down, so okay. At this point on, I'm still thinking bullish. Notice if I'm going to take a step back, still so many higher highs, Still so many higher lows. We pushed so far up off the initial trend range, so I'm not even taking it into consideration. If the trend range was much larger, there is a chance we will pull back. But at this point on, I still expect new high. We have break new low. So at this point on, I expect for this small little support to hold. And I expect push above EMA and a failed second entry short. Okay, but notice market is strongly reversing all the way back down, already negating the new high. So notice, this is too strong of a downtrend and you retrace too far down. Once you retrace over 50%, you stop looking for new extreme. This is a very strong downtrend. So what I'm going to do, at first I'm looking for downtrend like this, but we have no confirmation here. We have very strong overshoot already. So this makes me think, okay, that the channel is probably a little bit tighter like this. And right now I have to switch the gears. The brand new structure has started. I'm now at this point on thinking bearish. So I'm thinking to get a second entry short at the EMA to look for new extreme, because notice we're breaking this channel. We have first entry short. Okay, it looks like we may get second entry short. Okay, but EMA is not holding and a second entry short form above EMA. I cannot take it. When I see this, I want to sell second entry short below EMA. I can see stronger bullish momentum pushing prices above EMA, and right now the second entry short is forming above EMA. So when I'm watching this, I want to wait for a lower high confirmation setup. The bearish momentum here is not so strong as I expected. It's more bullish. So I want to take lower high, but it's not forming and prices keep pushing above EMA. Okay, so at this point I'm going to adjust to slightly wider uptrend because it has more confirmations. However, I'm still bearish. I'm not thinking about buying this market just yet. Notice this very strong push down. Okay, this downtrend needs to get new extreme. This is just longer correction. Okay, we have a break new high. So this point on, what am I expecting when I see break new high? I expect lower high below EMA or failed second entry long. Okay, strong bearish push down. Okay, so this is good, indicating to me that we have a very strong push down. So we finally may create the new leg for prices to retest this new low. Okay, we have what looks like a lower high, but still inside of this congestion. Signal bar not the greatest. Had this been breakout pullback pattern, at least would have been decent, but this is still part of the congestion. So at this point I'm thinking failed second entry long. Okay, let me just draw this channel. Can we get a failed second entry long as a breakout pullback? That would have been great. Notice, okay, prices are strongly reversing down. Can we get a failed second entry long before we go lower? And we have what looks like possible failed second entry long forming here. New high, first attempt to go long, pullback, second attempt to go long. Okay, and in price action, uptrend played out and the bigger pattern is down. So we're thinking bearish. For that reason, I expect for this second entry long to fail. But notice my signal bar. This is such a horrible signal bar on my chart. Not really confirming the EMA as I would like. You know, I skipped it due to the signal bar. I will mark it because it is a great setup context wise. Just the signal bar on my chart is really, you know, lackluster. So I skipped it. I was hoping for a second entry short and notice what happened. Great, failed second entry long, excuse me. So you can see how these price action rules right now are working great, even though we didn't get new extreme here. Quite surprising, but prices did attempt to create new high, but there just was not enough strong momentum. And also, I'm just going to plot a trend range at these highs because right here we're getting the reaction. And this is looking like a big move up. I'm going to zoom back. Big move up, and right now big move down. So you can see you are in an overall trend range. Now, this downtrend has a break new extreme. So what I need to keep in my mind right now that we are at the low of the main trend range. The downtrend played out with the breaking new low. I don't really want to draw a wider downtrend like this. I'm going to stick to trend range rules. Most breakouts will fail. And notice prices are strongly pushing back into this trend range. Okay, stronger bullish momentum. So I'm going to redraw wider uptrend. Okay, and at this point on, there is a news announcement, FOMC minutes. So as you know, we're not really trading around the news. You can see what can happen. Volatility spike. This blue rectangle is indicating an area where there is shortly before and after the news, which is you generally want to be careful trading right around the news. However, notice the strong bullish momentum from the very bottom all the way to the top. If I'm going to take a look at 10,000 tick chart, which is a higher time frame, I have a nice solid uptrend without a break. On this chart right here, I don't really have a wider uptrend because I have a break here, but this is looking very bullish. So I'm just going to use 10,000 tick chart to help me identify the pattern. Okay, I'm going to redraw short-term downtrend here. There's a small little break, new low, but it ended up being a legit break, move to new low. Okay, so at this point on, I have first leg down, pull back, second leg down. Market likes to move in pairs of twos. At this point on, I observed that the market is starting to slow down, that the volatility is back to normal. Bias in this market is what? It's bullish, because from the very bottom all the way to the top, notice how strong this bullish momentum was. And if I'm going to take a look at 10,000 tick chart, notice this uptrend needs to get new extreme. It fits really nicely on 10,000 tick chart, indicating to me that the bias is bullish. And this is why I'm drawing my trend line wider like this, because I'm combining the overall bullish bias. I see a two-legged pullback down, and you're pushing strongly above EMA. So everything right now is indicating that the bias is bullish. Okay, wider channel, we're back above EMA, strong spike above EMA, two-legged pullback down. And what is the pattern I'm looking for? Felt second entry short. I want to see new low, first entry short, second entry short failure, and prices to go higher. And here we have felt second entry short. But notice prices pushed below EMA. The EMA didn't really hold, which gave room for this bearish downtrend to appear. You know, context-wise, very, very nice setup. I just wish EMA held prices, so it will really indicate good momentum, because now we have three bearish bars pushing below EMA. You know, not the best. Notice your stop loss goes one tick below the signal bar. You would have taken the heat and you would have eventually survived. Okay, so this is not a bad setup. You know, context is decent. Just the fact that it formed below EMA is really quite concerning. So this is quite aggressive. You can go long here, but you know, this is not definitely the easiest setup to spot. Okay, you have a break new high, double top, uptrend has a new high on the 10,000 tick chart. So right now, okay, strong push below EMA, so I can expect potential reversal. And I have new high, first entry long, I have lower high. I'm expecting felt second entry long reversal pattern, but there is no felt second entry long. Market just kept pushing lower. By the time you get felt second entry long, you're so far from EMA. Market will pull back to the EMA. You can't go short here, already down at these lows. Okay, and EMA is not putting any reaction. Okay, we're strong reversing up. Okay, so the bias has shifted. At this point on, since you're trading a trend range, you always need to monitor the imbalances. And notice what happened here. If I'm gonna plot midline, prices failed with the two-legged pullback to reach the midline once here, and they failed with the smaller two-legged pullback to reach the midline twice, 2 times in a row. There is a gap here indicating bullish imbalance, followed by a strong push above EMA. This allows me to switch the bias. Okay, on 10,000 tick chart, we're still above EMA, so there is still stronger bullish momentum. And since I see prices not making it even to the middle, this is a good sign that there is a bullish momentum. Okay, confirming the bullish momentum. At this point on, I'm not too worried about this resistance. It can be even a little bit higher because we right now moved a bit, but this is important. If you fail twice to reach the midline, you expect stronger bullish momentum. So right now we have a first break of this uptrend. So we expect new high. And by the way, can we take felt second entry short? We have new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short failure here. So this is horrible. Felt second entry short is far away from EMA. You can't take it, just like you can't take felt second entry long far away from EMA. And even if it formed here, it already moved way too far up. This is where you want to take felt second entry short, okay? Or this is where you want to take felt second entry long. You want to take it as a part of this move once it's forming. By the time you have felt second entry short here, hypothetically, it already pushed way too far up. So since this entry is not good, I'm going to treat it as a first entry long. What is the next setup? Second entry long. Okay, downtrend has a break. Close outside, new extreme. Okay, can we get a second entry long here? I'm going to prepare my limit order. And by the way, I was on my break, but this is okay. And this is even better. Notice what happened. It looked very bearish, and at the close of the bar, everybody started buying. The momentum has shifted. Look at this strong reversal bar. This is a great second entry long. Downtrend played out. This uptrend needs to get new extreme. And notice prices even form high-low confirmation setup. So if you're unsure about entering the second entry long because it's closing at the level of EMA, notice what happened. Additional information from the market that buyers are present. This is the high-low confirmation setup. What did it confirm? This second entry long. Closing above EMA, great bullish bar, great. This is even easier setup than this, great high probability setup. And notice big bearish bar, but this uptrend still needs to get new extreme. EMA keeps holding and you have new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short, failure. So you have three great high probability setups. It happened at the very later part of the day, but this is a great sequence of high probability setups. Notice EMA keeps holding. Great signal bars. You don't have to worry about sketchy signal bars. All of them are tier 1 signal bars, great signal bars. You need new high. There's a bullish imbalance. You know, nothing can go wrong here. Finally, market created new high, triple top, reversing down. I'm going to redraw the downtrend. Okay, I have a new low, first entry short, but market created sketchy second entry short, and at this point on is getting already quite close to the close. Yeah, this is already market is closing. Once the downtrend pushed so far down, you basically push to where the uptrend started. This is where you switch the gears and you expect for this downtrend to create new extreme, and eventually you can see prices attempted twice to reach the midline, failed, indicated strong bullish imbalance. Bottom tier of the trend range is completely empty, and a strong push above exponential moving average is confirming the overall bullish imbalance. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.